Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the Blades of Ultramar. This video is sponsored by the Game Bunker. More on that later. Alright, so we got a bunch of brand new Ultramarines coming out, so to go along with them in typical Space Marine fashion, we've got a new detachment for the Ultramarines as well. That is available for free on Warhammer Community, so let's jump right in and take a look at what has changed. Blade of Ultramar. Alright, so detachment rule is Mastered Doctrines. At the start of up to 3 of your command phases, you can select one of the combat doctrines listed below. Until the start of the next command phase, the combat doctrine is active and its effects apply to all Adeptus Astartes units from your army. You cannot select a combat doctrine you have already selected in this battle unless a friendly Marneus Calgar model is on the battlefield. So we have Devastator Doctrine. This unit is eligible to shoot in a turn in which it advanced. Tactical Doctrine. This unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it fell back. And then we have Assault Doctrine. This unit is eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which it advanced. So you got 3 doctrines, there's 5 turns, so you can get 1 doctrine for 3 of the 5 turns, but if you have Calgar on the battlefield, you can select a doctrine multiple times. So that is absolutely amazing. Massive upgrade over Gladius for Ultramarine players out there. This might honestly be too good. And then there is a restriction. Your army can include Ultramarines units, but it cannot include other Adeptus Astartes units drawn from any other chapter. So it is Ultramarines only. And then we have our enhancements. So first we have the Armor of Antoninus. Adeptus Astartes model only. The bearer has a save characteristic of 2-up and a feel no pain 5-up. Then we have Oath of Macrog. Adeptus Astartes model only. Add 1 to the attacks and strength characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons. While the bearer is under the effects of the Assault Doctrine, add 2 to the attacks and strength characteristic of the melee weapons instead. And then we have Student of the Codex, Adeptus Astartes model only. At the start of the command phase, the bearer is on the battlefield. It can use this enhancement. If it does until the start of the next command phase, the Tactical Doctrine is active for this unit instead of any other combat doctrine to be active for your army, even if there is no combat doctrine active for your army. And then last, we have Veteran of Behemoth. Adeptus Astartes model only. While the bearer is leading a unit, ranged weapons equipped by models in the unit have a sustained hits 1 ability. In addition, while the bearer's unit is under the effects of the Devastator Doctrine, you can reroll advance rolls made for this unit. So no actual changes to the enhancements. I believe those are all exactly the same. The only thing that's different is you can have the Assault Doctrine active for multiple turns, which means you can proc that +2 attack and strength characteristic multiple turns. But pretty good overall, because honestly, it was already good. Alright, and then we have our stratagems. So first off, Armor of Contempt, always good to have. 1 command point, your opponent's shooting or fight phase, enemy unit selected its targets, target 1 Adeptus Astartes unit from your army and select the target of 1 or more attacking units' attacks. Effect until the end of the phase, each time an attack targets that unit, worsen the armor penetration characteristic of the attack by 1. So this is still the old wording, but it has been nerfed, so it's just 1 single attack, not the entire phase. So a unit attacks you, you proc Armor of Contempt, and then after the unit is done making its attacks, you go back to regular. It does not last for the whole phase. And then we have Tactical Foresight, 1 command point, your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. Target 1 Adeptus Astartes unit from your army that was selected as a target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks. Effect until the end of the phase, each time an attack targets your unit, the strength characteristic of the attack is greater than or equal to the toughness characteristic of the unit, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So 1 command point, -1 to be wounded if the strength is equal to or greater than your toughness. Excellent stratagem. And then we have Ultramarine Adaptive, 1 command point, your command phase, 1 Adeptus Astartes unit from your army, select Devastator, Tactical, or Assault Doctrine. Till the start of the next command phase, the combat doctrine is active for your unit instead of any other combat doctrines active for your army, even if you have already selected this combat doctrine in this battle. So you can proc a doctrine on a single unit for a single battle round. Always nice to have. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, Game Bunker. Game Bunker carries a full range of Games Workshop products, including miniatures, terrain, paint, tools, and more. Game Bunker offers 15% off MSRP for most Games Workshop products with the discount code WHMS. Receive free shipping in the continental United States on orders over $145. Online orders ship out within 24 hours. Game Bunker is a veteran-owned business. Use affiliate link below, enter discount code WHMS to save 15% on most items at checkout. For fast, friendly service with a discount on your favorite tabletop wargaming purchases, visit GameBunker.net and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you. And then we have Exemplary Vigilance, 1 command point. Your shooting phase, target 1 Adeptus Astartes unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Effect until the end of the phase. Range weapons equipped by models in your unit have the Ignores Cover ability. If your unit is under the effects of the Devastator Doctrine until the end of the phase, improve the armor penetration characteristic of such weapons by 1 as well. So Ignores Cover, always a strong ability, and then if you have the Devastator Doctrine active, it is an extra -1 AP. Alright, and then we have Courage and Honor, 1 command point, fight phase, 1 Adeptus Astartes unit from your army. Effect until the end of the phase, melee weapons equipped by models in your unit have the lance ability. If your unit is under the effect of the assault doctrine until the end of the phase, improve the armor penetration characteristic of such weapons by 1 as well. So again, lance, always strong, +1 to wound in combat. And then if you have the assault doctrine active, which you're going to have it active more often, you're going to have an extra AP as well. So very good. And then we have practical tactics, 1 command point. Your opponent's movement phase just after an enemy unit ends a normal, advance, or fallback move. Target 1 Adeptus Astartes infantry or Adeptus Astartes mounted unit from your army that is not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units and is within 9 inches of the enemy that just ended that move. Effect. Your unit can make a normal move of up to D6 or a normal move of 6 inches instead if it's under the effect of the tactical doctrine. So reactive move, very strong. So I already think that Gladius is probably the best Space Marine detachment, or at least at the top of the list. It is the bar that all other detachments are measured up to. And realistically, for Ultramarines, this is even better. It really has very few changes, but the fact that you're able to select the same doctrine multiple times if you have Calgar on the battlefield is absolutely huge. So I think when you couple this new detachment for the Ultramarines with the new units as well, they are going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with. So I think realistically, this is probably going to have minor changes for your actual Ultramarine players. It's just going to be a slight buff to your overall Ultramarine army if you are already playing Gladius. It's going to be some minor changes with like the new units that are added in and some of the modifications to the existing data sheets. But for the most part, not going to really be like changing or nerfing anything, just only going to be getting better. So let me know what you think of the new Blade of Ultramar and the new data sheets for the Ultramarines. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments, and as always, special thanks to the Game Bunker for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products with code WHMS at checkout. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.